Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of my podcast. I have today a very special guest and she is Dr. Ria Jain. She has recently got All India rank of 369 in NEET PG exam. Also All India rank of 386 in November INI CET exam. And so very welcome ma'am on my podcast and thank you for giving me this chance.
Hi Shivam, thank you for having me here.
Okay, so ma'am, can you tell us a bit about yourself, like your background, from where did you do your MBBS?
Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Ria Jain and I have done my MBBS from JJM Medical College Davangere and I belong to batch of 2016.
So, ma'am, can you mention? Okay, so how did you decide to pursue this career in medicine? Can you tell us?
Huh. So actually, in my family there are no doctors, and so when I was very young, my mom always wanted me to become a doctor because she also wanted to become a doctor, but she could not, fulfill that dream. She became a software engineer. So I always had that feeling that I want to become the first doctor of my family. So from very young, I knew I have to become a doctor.
Okay. So, ma'am, what? So, when you got this score of 369 in recent NEET PG exam, so you are a dropper for this exam. So, what was your score when you were a fresher? Like in your
So
first
I
attempt?
gave my I gave my first attempt after my internship, like just when my internship ended, and I got a rank of 49,000 in NEET PG and a rank of 17,000 in the May INI CET that year.
Okay. And from that, your rank jumped to this. Okay.
Yes,
So,
yes.
ma'am, like you decided to take this drop year for your NEET PG preparation. So, can you tell us like with what mindset and with what mentality you decided, and with what mentality one should try to take this drop year? Like, what will be the challenges, and like how did you take this decision at all?
Right. So actually, to be very frank, I wanted to clear my NEET PG during my internship attempt as well. Only so when I started my internship, I thought ki I will study very hard and I will clear my NEET PG in the first attempt only. So, but as my internship progressed, I was not able to keep studying with that same focus and concentration, and also I didn't have the right guidance of what I should study, of how I should study. So I stopped studying also after the last 6 to 8 months of internship. So that is why then I thought, okay, definitely I won't get a rank this time. So I just appeared for the exam just to get an experience. And but I promised myself that after internship ends, I will take a drop, and that year I will focus on only this and nothing else. This has to be it. This is my only chance. And so definitely when you take a drop, you have to be very like 100% sure that you want to do this. You should not go into it with that half-hearted feeling that okay, we'll see, we'll try as much as we can. No, you have to do as best as you can. You should be ready to give your 100%. And I think that is the only way that this drop year will be fruitful to you. Otherwise, if you, even if you spend one entire year of studying but you don't get a rank, and then again you have to take a drop, so it takes a toll on your mental health also. So I would say that if you decide to take a drop, that's perfectly fine, and a lot of us do it, and a lot of us will get good ranks as well. Just make sure to give it your best shot, and just believe in yourself that you can do it.
Right. So, ma'am, what was your level of preparation when you gave your first attempt? First attempt of
Yeah.
NEET
So
PG exam or INI CET?
yeah, so like I said, I had taken some coaching classes in third year and final year. So I had like some notes here and there of some subjects. Some subjects I did not have notes. Like the first and second year subjects ki notes I did not have at all. Like I did not know anything about them. But I did have notes of final year subjects, and I had read them well in final year. So my preparation, when I started studying in internship for like 1 or 2 months, I tried to study a little bit of biochemistry, a little bit of physiology, but then as I told you, I stopped. I didn't study at all for the last 6 to 8 months. So my preparation. So as you know, before you give any exam like NEET PG or INI CET, those last 5 to 6 months, only if you are able to study and revise everything, only then will your exam go well. And because I didn't study at all in the last 8 months, so obviously my level of preparation was not at all good. But I did study, like as I said, I did attend coaching classes in final year, pre-final year, so they helped me when I took a drop. Those notes helped me then.
Okay, so ma'am, for anyone who is watching this and who has still some confusion, like he or she doesn't know what similarities and differences between NEET PG and INI CET exam, can you tell us about this?
Right. So NEET PG is your common entrance exam to take admission in any PG course in all of the colleges of India, all the state colleges of India. Whereas INI CET stands for Institutes of National Importance Common Entrance Exam. So all of your central institutes like AIMS, all the AIMS, your PGI Chandigarh, JIPMER, and NIMHANS, all of these colleges, if you want to take admission in PG in any of these colleges, for that you have to give INI CET exam. And the second difference is that NEET PG is only conducted once a year, whereas INI CET exam is conducted twice a year.
So, are there 2 batches per year in colleges of AIMS or post graduation?
Yes, so they will have two separate exams, two separate admissions. There will be 2 batches in 1 year. Yes.
Okay. So, ma'am, now let's come to this point of why we actually doing this podcast. So I want you to explain in detail like how you started your preparation of for your upcoming INI CET exam. Like what was timeline you decided, and what were resources you used. So can you please tell us this?
Sure. So I'll talk about last year in May 2022. I finished my internship and I came back home in around June. So around the mid of June, I would say around this time last year exactly, like June 12th or June 13th, I remember that I had started studying. I decided to join a test and discussion course from Bhatia, and I decided to follow their timetable and finish my course. Then I thought that okay, my next upcoming exam will be INI CET in November last year. So I thought okay, I will try to complete my syllabus and at least 2 revisions, and I want to give INI CET November my best shot. I want to give that exam as if that is my real exam, because NEET PG was very uncertain when it will occur, like January, February, March or April. We did not know. So I thought okay, I will not think about NEET PG. Let us just focus on INI CET and try to aim for that. So I made a broad timetable, like I want to finish my syllabus at least by middle of September, so that from mid-September to mid-October I could revise once, and then do at least 1 or 2 more revisions after that of the important topics. So the resources I used, I'll tell you, like I said, for third and fourth year subjects, I had my handwritten notes already from MBBS. I had made them from DAMS. I had joined DAMS coaching, and so I had made my notes for those subjects. But for first and second prof subjects, I did not really have any resource to study. So I decided that because I'm also very weak in these subjects and I know that they are important for INI CET, first and second year subjects are more important. They have approximately 60% weightage. So I wanted to do them properly, thoroughly. So I decided to watch all the videos and make my notes. So for which faculty I used, I'll tell you. For anatomy, I watched Dr. Ashwini sir's videos. And for microbiology, I watched Dr. Abdul Nasir's videos, and physiology and biochemistry both I had done from Marrow. So physiology from Dr. Krishna Kumar sir, and biochemistry from Dr. Rebecca James ma'am, and forensic medicine also I had done from Marrow only at that time. Pharmacology, I had watched videos from Gobind Rai Garg sir. So at that time he had his own app, so I was able to just borrow his app and watch the pharmac videos from there. And I think yes, that leaves pathology. I watched Actually, I used Dr. Praveen Gupta sir's notes for that. So basically for first and second year subjects, I did have to make my own notes again and I watched the videos. And for third and final year prof subjects, I had my notes ready. So I did not have to waste time in watching videos of that also, because final year subjects were fresh for me. I remembered most of the concepts, and so that's how I progressed. Those are the resources I used. And also because my TND was completing, my TND schedule was such that it will complete the course by like November. But as I said, I wanted to finish my syllabus by middle of September. So I did do some extra subjects on my own apart from the TND schedule. Like for example, if there was a short subject like anesthesia that week, then anesthesia will only take you around 3 days. So the remaining 4 days I used to study some other subject in advance. So that is how I was able to finish my first reading of the subjects in 100 days approximately, and I was able to complete 2 revisions after that also.
Okay. So, ma'am, like if there is some person who has who want to start studying from third year onwards, and like who has wasted first and second year of MBBS, like he didn't study that much. So, can you explain like how he should study from this time onwards for NEET PG exam?
Right. So like you're asking if somebody is in third year right now.
Yeah. Yes.
So if you're in third year, so first of all, you should finish your third year subjects well that year itself, like Ophthalmology, ENT, PSM, or I don't know, I think the subjects have been changed now, right? I think you have added FMT in third year or something.
FMT in third year.
Huh. Right. So whatever your subjects are of third year, make sure those are well done. Attend your lectures, go to your postings for that. Don't compromise on your practical skills in order to get a jump race for your PG exam. Because now that the exam is becoming more and more integrated and they're going to conduct practicals also, so you should have a good grip on your practical aspect as well. So first of all, I want to say that don't skip classes and just to watch videos and make notes. Attend your classes and your postings well, and simultaneously you can watch the videos of your third year subjects and make notes for them. But since third year is a bit it's not very stressful, you can also get a jump start on first year, second year, or final year subjects, whichever you want to read. So you can just start, you can choose any one teacher from any platform. Just because I am saying that I have studied from one particular teacher doesn't mean that they are the only best one. Whatever is available to you, whatever you guys can share with your friends, any coaching app or anything. If you like that teacher, you just watch their videos. I would say don't watch rapid revision videos because you are only in third year, you have plenty of time. So build your concepts and watch the main videos, and write your notes alongside. I think that is the best you can do in third year. Just try to complete as many subjects as you can apart from your third year subjects, and try to at least build your concepts and make your notes. So that will be very helpful when you're preparing for your PG exam.
Okay, so ma'am, if someone wants to start his study in whatever year he or she is, so can you tell us like what should be your first step, what should be your second step, like this? Whatever in class he is, even he is a dropper. Can you tell us like this? What should be the first and second
Right.
step and third step about this?
So actually that varies depending on which stage you are in. So for example, if I take that you are an intern or a post intern or dropper, you are preparing only for NEET PG, you have completed your MBBS. In that case, yes, first you have to make a broad timetable for yourself, like when do you plan to finish your first reading, in how many days you want to finish your first read, and how many days you want to give for your revisions after that. You have to plan it all out on a calendar, so then you will have that visual memory of how much time you have. And then how much time you decide to give for your first read, you have to divide that also into how many days you want to give for every subject. So I have made a video also about that, approximately how many days you should give for every subject and how you should make a timetable. And how, when you have decided that, then you have to choose your source, from where do you plan to watch your videos. And as I said, you have to finish those videos in that many amount of days which you have given yourself for that subject. So that's why don't choose any teacher or any source which is very very long and very very vast, because you don't have time, you won't be able to finish your videos. Choose a source which is reasonable, which has completed the subject in a reasonable amount of time and whom you are able to understand. Then you have to finish the videos and make your notes. Along after making your notes, it's also very important that you solve the previous year questions. At least 5-year previous year questions of NEET, INI CET and FMG will also be good. So it's important that you don't jump around trying to complete the entire question bank in your first reading, because the question bank is very extensive and it's not required. It is more important that you give priority to solving the previous year questions, and though only the previous year questions will be like at least in hundreds, at least 100 or 200. So first you solve those, and maybe during your revision when you want to solve more MCQs, then you can solve the important modules, question bank modules, or anything subject wise tests, you can go for those. So that is what I want to say, that if you're in your first reading, just make your notes, watch your videos and complete your previous year questions. And then in your revision, obviously you have to make your notes concise. Like if your notes are too bulky, you have to start filtering them out, according to the previous year topics you are seeing and what types of questions are being asked. You have to make your own concise notes and try to remove the unnecessary information. Either you can make a new copy and write your own concise notes, or in your existing notes only you can just highlight the important topics and read those. And in your revision you can also watch the rapid revision videos. That is a good time to watch the rapid revision videos to refresh your memory, and you will get again you will get a good idea about what are the important topics which you have to keep revising. So that's how a person should broadly go about someone who is starting to prepare for NEET PG.
Okay, so ma'am, can you tell us like how should one manage his time during preparation, especially in the drop year, like when we have nothing to do except studies? So how did you manage your time effectively?
So it's very important to make a daily timetable for yourself. Try to make a daily timetable one night before only. So at least write down what are your targets for the next day. Make them very specific. Ki I want to read this topic, solve these MCQs, review this test, or aise karke you have to make your targets and paste them on a wall. And it would be even better if you could give time slots for every target. Like for example 9 to 12 I want to read this subject, then I want to take a break for half an hour, then 12:30 to 1:30 ye karna hai. So if you have those targets and you have made a proper timetable for the day, it will be easier to manage. Then second of all, it is also very important to take breaks in between. If you try to study at a long stretch and you overburden yourself, then you will begin to fatigue and you will want to avoid studying. So it is important कि बीच में you take small breaks and do what you like. In the afternoon it is important to, I think for me it was important to take a small nap, talk to your family members, eat proper food. Evening may go for a walk with your family, talk to your friends also. So in that way it will keep you motivated and it will keep you happy. But also it is important to make those breaks very short, like limited, they should be planned breaks. They should not extend the amount of time you have set for yourself, so that you can go back to your studies also.
Okay, so ma'am, like as you told us, like you made your own notes during your third and final year. So can you tell us how should we make our notes? How should we should make notes, handwritten notes? What to avoid and what to include like this?
So देखो, there is no as such standard like that this is how you should make your notes. If you are beginning to make notes for the first time, first you buy a copy, you buy a nice notebook for yourself which you feel happy about, like with a nice cover, label it with that subject, and then you open the page. And what I would suggest you do is I'll show you, is ideally you should fold every piece of paper in half. For example, if this is your notebook, fold your piece of paper in half like this, so that you should be writing on this half also and this half also, and again write on this half, all the halves. So इससे क्या होता है that you save the space on that paper and your notes become more concise. if you write on one entire page, khol khol ke, then your notes will become more bulky. So this was a trick I learned in my drop year only, that if I make notes like this, then my pages of my notebook will be less and I will feel like I have less to read. So that is just a trick of how you can do that. And about what you should write is just listen to what that faculty is saying and just write alongside them. Whatever they are writing is usually what is the important points, so you can just write those. And thoda sa, if you feel like you want to add your own, if they have explained something in detail, a concept in detail, they have not written that down, you can just add that add that concept with a pencil on the side. So when you revise your notes, you can read that concept also. It will be better for your understanding. And if you feel that something they have added is not necessary, you can leave that out. And however you feel like you are able to understand your notes, you can use different pens of different colors to make it more interesting and lively, ऐसे करके. But when you start after like a month or so, you will become habituated and you will know कि notes कैसे बनाना है, and हो जाएगा फिर.
Okay, so ma'am, what do you want to say about printed notes? Like, what are its plus and minus points about that?
So printed notes are also fine. See, if you are in MBBS like third year, fourth year, and you have time, then I would suggest that you go for your handwritten notes, because nothing will beat your own handwriting. It will be easier for you to understand and revise. But if you have taken a drop and you feel like the notes are too vast to write, you don't have time to write your own notes, then it's okay to take the printed notes also. But make sure that you read and revise them properly, and maybe you can make your own short notes from those printed notes. So that will be easier to revise later, because I think printed notes might be very bulky and not revisable. So it will take less time for you. Like in your first read, you can just read from those printed notes, and then afterwards in revision, you can just make a short notes from those printed notes and only read those short notes in revision. So you can do that. Like for example, I also took printed notes for anatomy, because the diagrams, I felt I would take too much time to draw the diagrams and label them, and I didn't have so much time to read to study only anatomy. So I took the printed notes and I just used to watch Ashwini sir's videos at 1.5x and just only pay attention to only to what he is saying, and I used to just read my notes alongside that.
Right. So ma'am, as you mentioned now just about revision, so can you tell us like how should we plan our revision of the subject that we have completed, especially if we are in drop year?
Okay, like जैसे मैंने पहले कहा, like what I said before, first make a broad timetable, like from when you are starting your preparation and when is your exam, how many months you have. For example, say you have 6 months from today till whatever exam you are targeting. Then that much time you have to first leave out the last 10 days. The last 10 days revision is like your ultimate revision. You have to revise everything which you have read in those last 10 days. Fine. Then in the first reading also, you should make sure that your first reading gets over in, I think personally I would say 100 days to 120 days. Try to finish your first reading. So around 3 to 4 months. So that will leave you with 2 months to revise. And what people say is that usually how much time you have given for your first reading, it will take half of that time for your first revision, then half of that for your second revision, and so on. So if you took around 3 to 4 months for your first reading, you can give around 1 to 1.5 months, around 40 days for your first revision, and then around 15 to 20 days for your second revision, and then just last 10 days for your final revision before the exam. That is ideally how you should plan your revisions.
So ma'am, what should we include in your revision and what should we ignore? Is there something like this?
So as you revise more and more, first revision, second revision, like everything you read has to become less, more and more specific and more important. I'll just say in your first reading you should read almost everything about a subject, try to gain the entire concept of a subject. Then as you go to your first revision, then you don't have to read the very basic things. If you have already read those very basic things, then in the first revision you can ignore that and read directly all the important topics. Then further in your next revision after that, you can again read less, only read what has been asked, very specific topics which have been asked. And you should also make your notes more and more small as your revisions progress. So if you don't have the habit of making your notes crisp and concise, then in the end you will become very confused. I have to read everything. It's important to mark. You should know what is important, what I have to focus on while revising, and you will only understand that when you solve the previous year topics, when you solve the previous year questions. You will get an idea your own ki, okay, this I have to read in my revision.
So ma'am, like you mentioned, what source did you use for your mock test and grand test?
So I subscribed to Marrow. I took Marrow Plan B. So I used to solve the MCQs from that, and I used to give the GTs also from Marrow only. It was my primary source for giving GTs every week or every 2 weeks. Then I also towards the end of jab exam was near, then many when the exam is almost around the corner, then many apps will also give free mock tests. So I used to give those free mock tests as well. Also DAMS will also take a CBT test right before the exam, so I also took those CBTs as well.
Okay, so ma'am, how many mock tests should we give during our preparation time, and how to give GTs and how to revive GTs? Can you explain this all? If we should even revive our mock test also, how we should revive them?
GT कितनी बार देना है कि जैसे शुरुआत में when you first begin your preparation, you will not have read all of your subjects and you will be just doing them for the first time. So उस time पे you can just give a GT maybe every 3 to 4 weeks or once a month. And at that time you should not focus on how many marks you are getting. You should just try to sit through that 3.5 hours, because usually हमारी आदत छूट जाती है that to sit for such a long amount of time at a stretch with concentration. So you have to build that skill initially in your preparation कि just try to sit through the exam and try to attempt the questions as much as you can. You will not get a good score from the very start, because as you slowly finish your subjects and you start revising, your GT score will increase. So initially first reading के time पे I would say just give a GT every once a month or something. Then as you begin revising your subject, then I think you can start to give them every 2 weeks. Then I would say 1 or 1.5 month before the exam, you can give 1 GT every week also. And after you give a GT, how you have to review is only look at those subjects which you have already read. If you have only read 3 or 4 subjects, then GT के बाद you only review those subjects which you have read. और उसमें भी you have to see कि where did you go wrong. Okay, so if mostly GTs में they will ask you the important topics. So if you have never heard of that topic before, what they are asking, it is completely new to you, but you have already finished your subject, then you have to see, okay, is this question a previously asked question, is this topic a previously asked topic, and have if more than 30 to 40% of people have gotten this question right. So अगर ऐसा है तो you have to read that question properly, read that topic also and add it to your notes. I would say then if majority of people have answered that question, then it is important for you to also know the answer to that question. तो वो आप add करो. Then what other mistake we can make in a GT is if you got confused, 2 options में confusion हुआ, that means that concept for you is weak. The only reason you will get confused between 2 options in an MCQ is if your concept was weak. So you have to really try to understand where the concept was lacking. You should go and you should try to read that topic again from your notes, try to watch a video on it, try to clear that concept there and then. So ऐसे करके you just review the questions which you have, just review those subjects which you have already studied and move on. And जैसे initially you will get a lot of questions wrong, maybe around 70-80 questions wrong, उससे भी ज़्यादा भी हो सकता है. Then you can divide your GT review throughout the week. Every day I will review 10 questions, because it will be very difficult for you to sit and do it on the same day. but जैसे later on after you have revised your syllabus like once or two times, then your number of incorrect questions will also decrease, and your speed of reviewing the GT will also increase. So later on you will be able to revise that GT, review it in one single day also.
Okay. Ma'am, if someone's score is not increasing in GTs, what should he do?
Okay, if somebody is that is very common ki initially your score will increase because you are finishing your syllabus, you are reading more, so your graph will be like going upward. Now after you have finished your one revision, two revisions, what happens to a lot of us is that we have a plateau. Graph straight हो जाता है या ज़्यादा vary नहीं करता, your score is not increasing. At that time many people become very frustrated, what am I doing wrong, why is my score not increasing? And at that time you have to stay very calm, you have to believe in yourself that this happens to everybody. Hamesha you cannot always have a score increasing, it is also good that at least your score is not decreasing. If it is the same, then it's okay, just keep revising, keep trying to review that GT, try to get out where are you going wrong, what concepts are you lacking in, what topics are you finding difficult to remember. Try to make short notes, try to make a small copy of the things which you keep on getting wrong in GTs, which you are forgetting, and keep on revising those notes every week, or write that one day before you give a GT, try to revise all those commonly asked topics which you get wrong. ऐसे ऐसे करके your score will increase slowly, but don't stress over it too much. Try to give every GT with the same enthusiasm, no matter what score you get, and that will surely help you in the real exam.
Okay. Ma'am, as per NEET PG exam and INI CET perspective, is there any difference between the syllabus of those respective exams?
No. So in both exams the syllabus is the same 19 years, the same 19 subjects, but yes, thoda sa weightage of subjects might vary. Like in INI CET, in INI CET they tend to focus more on your basic foundation subjects, like first and second year subjects are very important, and thoda sa less importance to your final year subjects, whereas in NEET it is ulta, like they give more weightage to your final year subjects. So when you solve those papers, you will begin to understand the importance of that. And also in INI CET they do tend to repeat very commonly asked topics. Some topics they find they are very favorite to them, and they will repeat questions on those topics every year. Whereas NEET is a bit unpredictable. Some topic they might ask this year, next year they might ask something else. But NEET may usually the difficulty level will not be too high. Every topic will be mostly an important topic, and the question will be of moderate difficulty. It will be answerable. Whereas in INI CET the type of questions are also different. Like they can ask you multiple options, like multiple options are right or wrong. Thoda sa match the following types of questions are there in INI CET. Whereas in NEET we only have a single choice answer questions. So when you practice those mock tests, when you practice those INI CET based mock tests also, you will begin to realize the difference in the pattern of the questions and difference in the weightage of the topics which are asked.
So the only, like you mentioned, the topics are repeated. So if you want to find those topics, so we should go through previous year questions only, or is there any other place where we can find all those combined topics at one place?
Definitely. Like many people, many teachers and many seniors are there to guide you. Many people have made a list of those important topics, previous year topics, which you can easily find on the internet. So you can get it from there and follow that also. But still, I would advise you to solve the previous year questions and make your own list and try to understand yourself, because that will be the best, I think, than just blindly following somebody else's list.
Okay, ma'am, can you explain or can you tell your exam day experience then?
Which exam? INI CET exam?
Yeah, INI CET or NEET PG?
Yeah, I'll tell you. Actually, for INI CET last year November, I had studied well, but I was not expecting much to get a very good rank, honestly, because just the 5 to 6 months prior I had gotten 17,000 rank in INI CET. So I thought, okay, it's okay, I'll just give the exam as best as I can. So I went to the exam center. It was a bit far, and that day I remember the first time in INI CET they had two morning session and afternoon session, two separate sessions for the exam, and I had gotten the afternoon session, thankfully, because my center was a bit far. So I had to travel for around 1.5 to 2 hours to get there, and that exam center was also not very comfortable. Like, it was very hot that day, I remember. But you have to really, what I have learned from Zainab ma'am is that you really have to maintain your calm and your cool, no matter what is happening around you on the day of the exam. Your thankfully my mouse was not working, not thankfully, but my mouse was not working on my desktop for a long time. So I had to be, but I remembered, no, it's okay, they will change it, it will happen. And also for last year ka November exam mein, the quality of the pictures was very bad in the exam. It was very hard to make out the images. But again, that is just you, those things are not in your control, those factors are not in your control, so you should not worry about those things. You have to just remain calm and not lose your cool. And that's what I tried to do. And after the exam, actually, I felt it was a bit difficult. I didn't think I will get a rank, but I was very surprised. So that just goes to show that you can only worry about your efforts, how much efforts you are giving in, and rest जो भी outcome आएगा, whatever the result is, it's up to God. I mean, it's up to what that day, the luck also. So should not worry about that.
Okay, ma'am, one thing I forgot to ask, like when the exam comes nearby, if there are 15 to 10 to 15 days only remaining for the exam, on those days, how should we plan our revision and everything about this? Can you tell us?
So like basically your entire preparation, you are just basically preparing yourself to revise for those last 10 days, I would say. From the day you start your preparation for NEET PG, you are preparing yourself from day one you should have in mind कि I have to first understand the subject, make my notes and make them crisp and concise in a way that I will be able to revise it in the last 10 days. है ना. तो that effort has to be there from the start of your preparation. The last 10 days you should not have to worry too much कि मुझे क्या पढ़ना है क्या नहीं पढ़ना. You should have that ready from beforehand only कि these are my, just revise your concise notes and only go through any previous year questions which you might find difficult and you are getting wrong. And I think not more than that. Don't try to do a lot of things. Don't read any new book, any new source or anything. Just keep your last 10 days very calm and cool. Just revise your short notes, your concise notes, your frequently asked topics, things you forget very easily. Just go through all the 19 subjects once.
Right. Okay, so ma'am, as you recently mentioned about Zainab ma'am, I know she is very famous. Can you tell us how did you utilize her BTR, which are the special series from her? So can you tell us like how should we utilize it?
So actually last year around August or September, I started to watch ma'am's free videos on Unacademy. At that time ma'am was on Unacademy. So she used to put out, she had already made that Midnight Express series, which is very famous, and she was at that time she was making the MKT series also. So MKT stands for must know topics. She used to make like 1 hour videos on must know topics. So I started to watch those videos, and I used to follow them. They're really good, and I used to try and watch her Midnight Express videos also. Then she had BTR on Unacademy. BTR stands for Buri Tara Rato. So that is just all those topics ma'am feels are some things which you forget very easily and which is important to be revised at the end. तो उस टाइम पे जो मैम ने whatever classes she had taken on Unacademy for BTR, I had watched those just 2 weeks before my INI CET exam, along with other free videos like MKTs and MERS. But now ma'am has come with up a new BTR on her new app, so that includes all of her content like her MERS, her MKTs, her rapid revisions, her old BTRs. So you don't have to watch different videos for different things. You only everything has been taken in one place. So BTR, the new BTR series is to be used as like a rapid revision sort of thing. First, after you have read your subject nicely, then you can start to make your short notes using her using her BTR. That is I think how ma'am has aimed to make it. Rest she has explained on her channel YouTube also, that how you should use her BTR to study, and I think she will be able to guide you more.
Okay, so ma'am, can you tell us like what was most challenging aspect during your exam preparation, academic or others?
I mean, obviously, I had faced some challenges. Everybody will face challenges. This entire journey, or your NEET PG journey, or whichever exam you are giving, it will not be a smooth ride. You will have you will have self doubts. Even I had doubts, like am I on the right track? Will I get what I want? You will face low marks, low scores. You might have some some other issues also in your life. Not about academics also. But it is important that you don't waste too much time thinking about those things. It's okay to take some time for yourself and try to process your feelings, but it is very important to brush it off and get back up and remain with your studies. Don't waste too much time feeling sad or doubting yourself, which is what I did. I just kept on going. I did not stop because I didn't feel like studying or because I was not getting good marks. I just kept on studying like how I had planned for myself in my timetable. And if you remain like that, you will get a you should get a good result, is what I think.
Okay, ma'am. So can you tell us some tips like how should we maintain our positive mindset? Also, how to manage stress during our preparation, and how our friends and family play a role in this.
Yeah, I mean, you have asked that question beautifully. Everything in one. Like to keep a positive mindset, you should remain in touch with your friends and family. For me, my friends and my family were the only thing that kept me going. It is very helpful if your family is there to support you. I think you should share whatever problems you are facing. You should share how your day is going, how you are performing in your studies. You should share those problems with someone, either your family or your friends. So that really helped me to keep a positive mindset. Also, you should keep in touch with at least one or two friends, but don't keep in touch with friends who you feel are very toxic for you, or you think are not good for you at this point of time, or they are like distracting you. You should keep in touch with friends who are also on the same path, who are also preparing for the exam, or those friends who are there to motivate you and talk to you in your times of need. So if you maintain a good circle of people around you, then you will I think remain in a good mindset. And also, your biggest motivator, your biggest companion is yourself. You have to keep believing in yourself. You have to keep saying it, that I can do it, I will do it. So if you think positive thoughts and say positive things, then positive mindset will automatically be made, I think.
Okay, ma'am. So about you, what was your source of inspiration during all this period? Like, from where did you get your motivation?
I think my motivation, it came from within, I would say. My source of it, like because I had done my undergraduation from a private medical college, I had that zeal ki I have to crack my PG exam. At least I have to get a good seat, because I didn't want to repeat my PG also in a private college. So that was, like, I think a very big source of what kept me going. Was I have to crack this. I don't have any other alternative.
Okay. So, ma'am, after all this, your good score, can you tell us what are your future plans? Like, which branch do you want to take?
Actually, I'm still a bit confused, but I think I will go ahead with radiology.
Okay. So, ma'am, I think I have asked you like everything I had on my mind about how should I prepare for INI CET exams and all. Ma'am, what do you want to say your final words to your juniors, especially who want to follow you on your footsteps?
Yeah, I will say that always believe in yourself. Try to first plan your studies. Don't change your sources here and there. Follow one source for any one subject and stick with it till the end. If you feel you're not able to understand from a teacher, it's okay. But otherwise, don't be in FOMO of any resource. Make your timetable and follow it very well. Keep believing in yourself. And if you want to go talk to me also, you can join my Telegram group and you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. So I'll be there to guide you at least until I take admission in PG also.
Okay, so ma'am, thank you for giving me this chance to do this podcast, and I really enjoyed it, and I can say that I really gained very important insights regarding how to prepare for both INI CET exam as well as NEET PG. And for everyone who is watching this, and you, so ma'am has her own YouTube channel where she is guiding all her juniors about how she got this incredible rank in NEET PG and INI CET exam. You can subscribe to her channel also. She has a Telegram group where she is guiding all those who want to do this give this exam. I will mention her link in this description of this video. And thank you so much everyone for watching this, and thank you so much ma'am for giving me this chance for a podcast. And thank you everyone. And if you like this video, please do hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Also subscribe to ma'am's channel. If you will not regret it. Thank you so much for watching this.
Thank you, Shivam. Thanks, Shivam. I also really enjoyed this.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.
Bye.